Frozen star. My last mission to Mars ended in a strange discovery. A day before returning to Earth, I found a metallic capsule 10 kilometers from our base. No astronaut had ever explored that area before. Without hesitation, I brought it back to the base and hid it in my bag. Why I kept it from the crew, I can't say. Something about it felt personal. 2 days into the return flight, I remembered the capsule. Locking myself in my cabin, I began to examine it. It was made of perfectly smooth white metal, about the size of 2 hands. Its surface was flawless, and around the center was a faint seam. I knew I was breaking regulations by opening it, but something urged me on. After a few minutes of effort, I twisted the capsule open. The threading was incredibly fine, almost impossibly precise. Inside, I found a rolled piece of paper, like ancient papyrus. Written in Russian, the message read, "I leave this message for the future." In 2024, Earth was destroyed by nuclear war. Just before the warheads launched, several ships were sent to Mars, where functioning bases with life support were already active. In the early days of the flight, we received fragmented transmissions from Earth. Cities melted in nuclear fire, and voice messages detailed which were already gone. It became clear that our home was lost. On the 50th day of the voyage, news of a deadly epidemic spread across the ships. People died en masse, as if from a mass infection. A week later, all communication ceased. On my ship, I was the only one left alive. I released my dead crew into the cold vacuum of space. Days turned into weeks, and I lost track of time. Depression set in. Then the ship systems failed completely. I couldn't transfer control to manual. As death loomed, I felt something tug at my ship. The darkness outside felt like a shroud, and I started experiencing dizziness and numbness. The radiation alarm screamed, but the readings were erratic. The systems crashed. Out of the porthole, I saw a thin spiral of light in the darkness. My ship had entered the pull of a black hole. I couldn't believe it, but the evidence was right there. The ship groaned as we neared the event horizon. Death was near. Suddenly, a violent jolt shook the ship. Then, everything stopped, and I felt like I was falling. My ship faded from view, as if being erased. Then, I realized my body was also gone. I was everywhere, yet nowhere. All around me was silent, swirling dust, then pure darkness. I couldn't move. My sense of time stretched endlessly. After what felt like an eternity, I found myself in free fall again, surrounded by a blinding white light. The next thing I knew, I woke up on a table, surrounded by people. I was back in my body. The people explained that I was on Mars, 5 million years before life emerged on Earth. In that time, this civilization knew their planet was doomed, and they planned to relocate life to Earth. Somehow, I had been caught in the black hole, torn apart and reassembled here, millions of years in the past. I know you found this capsule. I know you read this letter because you are me. I failed to stop Earth's destruction, but you still have a chance. Tell humanity. The letter ended with the initials. V.A. Kizilev. That's my name and my handwriting.